It was a May-December romance that went awry and ended with a gunshot to the head.
18-year-old Dana Adamson was found dead in the Centerville home she shared with her 27-year-old husband, Rain, in 2002. Who pulled the trigger? That's the question investigators, to this day, have never been able to fully answer. Angela Kennecke looks into the unsettling evidence and how this 19-year-old cold case and how Rain ended up serving time, but not for the murder of his wife.
Centerville, South Dakota, population 910, is a sleepy little town, which is why Brianne Meyer and her sister Dana ended up here.
It's just crazy to think that it would happen in such a small town. My mom moved us out of Sioux Falls to Centerville because it was getting too crazy.
Brianne says the circumstances surrounding her sister Dana's death left her entire family unhinged.
I left my sister that night at the bar at 1:30 and I didn't see her again until the funeral.
Dana Levasseur married then Centerville Police Chief Rain Adamson after just 2 weeks of dating, immediately following her 18th birthday.
It seemed like it was great in the beginning.
Rain resigned his position as police chief because he took over the family bar, the Desert Inn.
And then they started fighting, you know, back and forth, whatever, and then it eventually got violent.
Brianne says she witnessed signs of abuse.
And she pulled her turtleneck down and there was a handprint on her throat. Her bangs were curled, you know, like 80s style when you curl them down. So then she pulled her bangs back and there was rug burn on her forehead. And she said that her and Rain had gotten into a fight at the bar after it closed the night before.
The couple also got into a fight the night of her death after the Desert Inn closed.
They were at a party out in the country. They had a disagreement at the party. And Dana left first and went home. And Rain stayed at the party a little bit longer and then came home.
Now retired after 25 years with the South Dakota Department of Criminal Investigation, Jim Severson was the special agent called in to investigate Dana's death.
So she went home before him, he went home, then what happened?
Well, that depends on whether or not you believe what he says or you believe what the crime scene tells you. Two different stories that contradict each other.
I asked him, what happened? And he said, I was in my bedroom and she was in the living room and I heard a pop and then it sounded like she shot the water heater.
Severson questioned Rain for more than 8 hours.
The crime scene does not match the 8.5 hours that we interviewed him. I don't know how many times during the interview he looked at me and he said, Jim, what do I have to tell you to get you to believe me? And I responded exactly the same way each time. I said, you tell me the truth. That's all I want, right, is the truth.
Could this be a suicide? Possible. Could it be a murder? Probable. Could this be an assisted suicide? Possible.
Retired Turner County Sheriff Byron Nogelmeyer worked the Adamson case along with Severson. He says the way the bullet entered Dana's brain has always bothered him.
The trajectory of the bullet would have been more from the back of the head out the front of the head, and it just doesn't seem that would be a way to commit suicide.
Despite that, investigators and prosecutors tell KELOLAND Investigates there just wasn't enough evidence to guarantee a murder conviction.
I think Rain killed her, okay? I can't prove that without a doubt. I can't prove that. I have lots of circumstantial evidence based on the crime scene and interviews. I don't have the proverbial smoking gun. You know.
Even though a gun was involved.
Even though a gun was involved, I don't have the smoking gun that says Rain Adamson shot Dana Adamson. I cannot say that Dana Adamson shot Dana Adamson either.
A key piece of evidence involving what Dana was wearing and when she changed her clothes is missing.
I think she changed her own clothes, but, you know, there was a struggle before she put those on. And I think there was an ongoing argument that ended up with a gun going bang.
Investigators say Rain Adamson failed a lie detector test during questioning, but that isn't admissible evidence in court. 3 years following Dana's death in an unrelated case, Rain was charged with sexual contact and statutory rape of a 14-year-old girl, furnishing alcohol to minors, and witness tampering.
I truly believe that since as far back as 1999, he's set out to control young women.
The sexual contact and rape charges were eventually dismissed, but a jury convicted Rain of 2 counts of witness tampering and furnishing alcohol to a minor. He was sentenced to 8 years in prison. He appealed, but the South Dakota Supreme Court upheld his conviction. When he was released from prison, the victim in that case filed a protection order against him. In court documents, she claimed he had provided her with alcohol as a minor and raped her. The order was dropped when she failed to show up in court for the hearing. Rain also had another protection order filed against him that was also later dropped. Meanwhile, the circumstances surrounding what happened the night Dana died continued to haunt investigators.
If there's somebody out there that can come forward and tell me they saw Dana Adamson at her house when Rain got home that night and she was still wearing that butterfly halter top, that's golden. That is the one thing that is missing from putting the whole puzzle together.
Is it too late? I mean, we're approaching 20 years. Is this case too cold?
No, I don't think it's too cold. Somebody knows something, you know, that somebody might be Rain, and he's living this every day.
Dana's mother died in April of cancer, going to her grave with unanswered questions about her daughter's death.
I told her that I would never stop trying to find out what happened to my sister. Somebody somewhere knows.
Living without those answers, and her sister, has taken its toll.
What do you miss most about your sister?
Everything. Her laugh, her smile. She was my best friend.
I reached Rain Adamson via phone to request an interview. He told me he would check with his lawyer. I have not heard back from him yet. During that brief conversation, he questioned why Dana's death would be a cold case because he said the state's attorney had ruled it a suicide. I spoke with Jeff Cole, the Turner County state's attorney at the time, and he told me that was, quote, baloney, but reiterated he didn't feel he had enough evidence to bring a murder case to a jury, but that Dana's death had never been ruled a suicide.